Welcome to Triguma Academy. I am Saket Mishra. Welcome you all on the online learning platform, ServiceNow learning platform. So today we will discuss the ongoing series lecture of the ServiceNow Human Resource Service Delivery. So in this lecture we will discuss the HR administration, the chapter number 5 of this series. Sorry, I wrote a wrong number here, but this is the chapter number 5. We will discuss the HR administration. Okay. So this is the fifth lecture of the series. So in this session we will cover these topics. So it's the agenda of our lecture will be what is HR administration, how can we configure the basic administration capability, what are the administration capability of the ServiceNow HRSD, what are the HR properties, HR services, HR fulfillment instructions, HR template, HR flow and trigger, HR criteria, HR document template, HR survey, HR notification, manage HR role, HR securities, HR translation, and HR service portal. So in this chapter, we will talk about the almost 13, 14, approximately 14 subtopics which we will cover, which will be very helpful for you to understand the basic administration skills of the human resource HRSD. So let's just quickly start. What is HR administration? Administration is actually to to manage the things in a simple what we can say, but I also mentioned a definition like administer the case and knowledge management application to improve HR efficiency and make it easier for employee to get the service they need. Okay, the basic thing is this: we can configure the functionality and make a HR platform more efficient to for the easier use of the employee. What services they are asking or what services they are requesting to us. This is the main purpose of the HR administration. Okay, in the HR administration application we can configure the HR applications like case management, HR knowledge management, integration, whatever the HR applications we have, we can configure. We have a survey option as well. We can configure the survey like a satisfaction survey, exit survey, whatever survey we want to take under the HR administration. We can do the survey like a knowledge. As we discussed, we have a knowledge add and publish the human resource article with respect to the human resource application. Document template, we can manage the templates, and we can also manage the COE configuration. COE stands for Center of Excellence Structure. That means differentiating the cases on the basis of their nature. Okay, so these are the I have mentioned few HR properties which are which will be very helpful for the day-to-day activities. So generally you if you want to configure the HR properties, then you should have a HR core admin role. This is the basic role. Okay, not a basic role, this is the actually advanced admin role for the HR application. The person who has a sn underscore hr underscore core dot admin role, and that person is the platform admin for the HRSD. Okay, not an entire ServiceNow platform admin, just the admin of the HRSD application. Okay, so the person who has this role can configure the HR properties of this. Like these are the few properties that I mentioned. The first one is related to the field appear on the generate HR profile page. We can configure. Okay, and the email, there are a phone profile editable fields. Here are a few properties which we can add it. For the details one, you can you will get a PDF from our channel. You can find out from there. Okay, there are few properties I have mentioned, like we have some VIP policies like PIP persons in our HR domain like a CIO, CEO level. So we have this property SN HR core HR VIP default priority. We can set a priority and everything. We have a log, we have a signature property, roll up work note property, duplicate HR case management. So I have mentioned few properties in this slide. Okay, now we are coming to the HR services. What are HR services? HR services are the request and assistance an HR organization provided to its employees, such as benefit enrollment, direct deposit setup, request for relocation assistance, or whatever the services the organization offering to the employee. So it is a request or assistance an organization provide to its employee. What are the benefits the organization is providing to their employees? So this is the main HR service which the organization offer to their employees. Okay, so second is they are the starting point for the HR case creation and define the process of the case tab. From request to fulfillment, you can create a new or modify existing HR service, as well as we can configure the existing HR services available for the internal use or the employee self-service. Okay, So HR service contains the COE structure. HR services are based on the COE structure. COE structure is the center of excellence, which is define the nature of the service on the basis of the HR service nature. Suppose that there are few services which belong to the payroll, there are few services which belong to the benefits, there are few services which belong to the legal. Okay, there are few services that which are related to the general query. So uh, there are the HR services following the HR services are following the COE structure. Okay, HR services are categorized under the HR center of excellence, as I mentioned, COE structure, which are the part of the data model to organize the HR data services processed by the functional discipline, like the basis of the nature of the service. Each COE is an extension of the HR case, and the each COE is further organized by HR topic category and detail. Before you being configure the individual HR service, review and set up the categorization structure of them. Okay, that means each HR service containing the COE, it's like a payroll or the legal or the general query, and it will contain the topic category, then the topic details. Okay, so that the structural way. So with that we can configure the HR services and manage the HR services in a configure way, in a proper way. So HR request to fulfillment the process. In determine what HR services to offer, you should consider these are the few points I have mentioned while we are requesting to fulfillment process. There are few, what are the requests you expect to receive and the receive you want to provide. What do you have a plan for report this data? What information must you collect to fulfill the request? How can the request be made? So there are few things like a HR service tab. There are few type of service like internal use only, that we are only receiving from the internal employees, HR service, HR case template, and there are the employee self service. For that we can configure HR service, case template, HR catalog item, or a record producer also known as. Okay, there are now the HR fulfillment instruction. HR fulfillment instruction provide focused and targeted information on how can agent can complete the HR case. This is a simple process where we define the instructions for anything like generally, as you can see, before suppose that we are doing airplane ticket, right? So there are a few term and condition or instructions. So with that, before before confirming the ticket, you need to fulfill the fulfillment instruction, or there are few steps. You can say the fulfillment instruction are the steps for agent to perform or complete the HR task or HR case. Okay, so you can configure fulfillment instruction to appear for a HR case by group, service, table, condition, or a combination of multiple requirements. For example, you can configure a different set of fulfillment instruction to appear for HR case and that are based on the employee location. An HR case is created as a general query with a specific fulfillment instruction. Later, this HR case is transferred to a leave of absence request. New fulfillment instruction appear for the transferred case. That means there is a one case which is related to the general query. Now it is transferred to the payroll. Now the fulfillment instruction will also be updated according to the new transfer HR service. I hope it's clear to you. Okay. Now add a checklist to ensure that the agent does not escape or miss any of the fulfillment instruction. We can add a checklist as well on the cases to apply the fulfillment instruction. Okay, we will discuss in demonstration as well, but for the before the demonstration you need to understand what is the logic and how it is beneficial for any organization, the fulfillment instruction functionality of the ServiceNow HRSD. There are few HR templates, like HR templates allow you to automatically populate field on HR case or task form. You can configure the HR template for HR services, HR catalog item, HR services activities, and life cycle event activities. Like HR service, HR catalog item, HR services activity, and life cycle event. Okay, so there are the few services, few templates which we can configure as per our requirement. HR flow and trigger. So we can also define the HR flows and trigger as well. HR flow created in the flow designer are natural language to automate approval, task, notification, and record operation without coding. This is similar as a flow designer. If you are aware about the flow designer, this is a simple process. Okay, there are 3 new flows are available to automate the triggering in life cycle that are based on the changes in the HR profile table. Okay, these flow reduce or eliminate the need of the writing the business rule to trigger the life cycle event. First is the new hire onboarding case trigger. We can trigger the new hire onboarding case and the new hire onboarding case HR profile or trigger job. Okay, the case trigger custom conditions. So these are the few new triggers are available in ServiceNow. We can also create the new flow as well using the flow designer as per our requirement. Now we are coming to the HR criteria. HR criteria define the audience for HR content, service or cases. You can make information available to or create a HR case for a specific group, individual to or employee using the HR criteria. Suppose that we want to create a one group. Suppose that there is a one service which we want to share with the only the person who belong to India. Then what we will do, we will not go individual user and verify. What we will do, we will just create a user criteria and HR criteria and assign the HR criteria to the record producer, so that on the basis of certain condition the criteria will automatically configure our services. So this is the basic use of the HR criteria. HR document template. So a document template is also create and modify and reusable HR document. If we want to auto populate some data or the field mapping using the variable tables, then we will use the HR document templates. HR document templates are the both create the PDF file and also create the maintain differently using the document HTML format as well. So it is applicable for the document template and the PDF document template. Okay, now we are coming to the HR survey. HR survey is similar as usual the normal survey. Suppose that for the satisfaction how the company environment where HR is providing the service, so it's automatically populated to the portal of the employee. They just need to finish the normal survey. So if you go to the definition, then HR survey lets user rate their satisfaction with HR case resolution and provide management with feedback to the improve the HR processes. One predefined HR survey is provided. HR request satisfaction survey, and HR administration and HR manager can edit HR survey and the associated trigger condition. Okay, and HR manager and administration can review the response from the questions as a scorecard and comment entered by the user provide feedback according to the HR case management. This is a normal survey functionality of the HRSD. Okay, now HR notification as a reminder that create using the email template for the lifecycle event activities, similar like a normal notification which we are configuring, that we can configure for the similar like a HR perspective as well. Okay, this is the security. We can define the like a segregation process, restrict the caller user to define the cross scope access to the HR service delivery application. HR service delivery provide restricted caller access, encrypted support and the edge encryption security. The simple agenda of the HR security is to secure the highly sensitive data, because in HR we have a highly sensitive information, so we are just securing the information information data using the encryption technology or the edge encrypted security features. Okay, manage HR roles control the access to the feature and capability in modules in the HR application. So generally we have a different scope, as you know, and on the basis of the role we are doing. But in the ServiceNow SN HR underscore core.admin is the main role, who is the administrator of the HR application. Okay, and there are few roles I have mentioned. If you want to see the roles, you can go one by one. These are the few roles I have mentioned here. Now we have a service portal. We have already discussed several times what is the service portal. Service portal is the platform, the single access platform where the employee can request for any of the services and can ask for the request to create the HR case and resolve the query with a certain fixed duration time. Okay, the service portal look like this. I mentioned this, the welcome to the HR, or user can see the my open cases, my closed cases. User can also see the profile as well and can search or request the service through the icon. Thank you for watching the video. Now we will go to the demonstration part of this and we will demonstrate. I will show you how we can see the HR administration. If you can see, I have already save the HR administration. See, after the enabling the plugin of the HR administration, you can see the HR administration is enabled for your instance. So this is my personal development instance. I just open the expand the HR administration application, and I can show you the all things which we discussed, like HR criteria, COE configuration, survey, department, manage, list, each and everything I will show you. So we will start from the HR criteria. Okay, now I will show you the HR criteria, how HR criteria is defined. As I told you, for the Indian employees, like, okay, so like for the Canadian users, what I have created, suppose that, let me show you the conditions of the user criteria. Okay, these are the HR criteria, not a user criteria. Okay, I will show you the condition. What are the condition I have met? I have given the name for Canadian user. This is applicable only for Canada users. I have mapped this HR criteria with the user criteria Canadian user as, okay, And description, all Canadian user. What are the condition I have applied? You can see the condition. All active user and the user country is Canada. Those users who are active and belong to the Canada region, for those users this HR criteria will be applicable. Okay. If you want to see the user criteria which is associated to this HR criteria, you can click on this and click here. It will show you. See, this is the user criteria which is written. Okay, this is the user criteria which is mapped with the this HR criteria, and the condition is all active user and user country is Canada. Okay, so this is the HR criteria, and this is very helpful while you are configuring for the record producer accessibility or visibility. I will show you how. Let me show you if we have any record producer. Okay, if we have, I will show you service catalog request. Let me open this one. Let me open this. It is loading. See, this is under the employee center core application. I will show you. See, available for and not available. Currently this general inquiry is available globally, but if I select for the available for, then this service will be available only for those users who belong to that particular HR criteria. That means only for the Canadian user. So I hope it is clear to you how can we use the HR criteria. Okay, now I will discuss the another second point. We have discussed the HR criteria. Now I will discuss you the COE configuration. What is the COE configuration? See, on the basis of the nature and the basis of the HR service, we have a different COEs are available, and each HR service containing the topic details, and these are inheriting the base. So also see, configure center of excellence. You would like to use turning off the disable. See, these are the few COEs in which are available in the human resource core application: HR benefit, compensation case, corporate communication case, global mobility, payroll case, talent management, total reward, workforce administration, and IT operation cases. But we have enabled only the 3, 4, 5. We have enabled only 4, 5. If you want to enable, we just click here and it will enable, because this record in the human resource core application. That's why we are not able to do that. But we want to, if we change the scope and we want to enable, then we can do that. Okay, and each COE is containing the structure, I mean the topic detail and each and everything. I will show you how. Let me show you how the COE structure is working. Okay, HR case. I will show you the HR cases. Let me open anyone like vision benefits inquiry. I am opening this HR case. Let me open this HR service as well, because this service will show you how the service is configured with the everything will be visible here. Okay, that's good. Let me impersonate the human resource core application. See, as the service name is vision benefit inquiry, right? The badge is HR and the fulfillment type is manual. Okay, we can also set the manual service activity workflow. We discuss advanced and flow, whatever we want we can do that. This is the, now it is containing the topic detail and topic category. So this service has a topic detail as a vision, and category is a benefit, and the center of excellence, that means COE is the this the total reward. So the how the structure is working: COE containing the topic category containing the topic detail, and topic detail containing the HR service which belong to that service. Okay, so I hope this structure is clear to you. Topic detail, topic category, and COE, how it will work, so we can easily differentiate the all services, all HR services on the basis of their nature, and we can enable or disable the COE from here. The COE structure, we want to, if we want to enable, just click here. If we want to disable, then we disable it from here. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Now we will discuss the what HR criteria we discussed, and the COE structure we discussed. Now we will discuss the survey. What is the HR survey? How can we configure the HR survey? See, there are the HR request satisfaction survey. We have created only 2 for now, but if you want to create, you can use the survey designer for the reference. but let me show you the existing one, how I created the HR request satisfaction survey. Okay, the name of the survey is HR request satisfaction survey. That state is published. There are two state, draft or published. Okay, we can also send the notification. Assessment duration is a 14, and we also assist, we have provided the questions as well. Okay, the other options, introduction and notes, we can help us to improve by taking the short satisfaction survey related to your recent HR queries. Introduction and notes, this is other options. We can schedule the period, we can pagination setting for the service portal, source table we can configure. Now you can see the HR service satisfaction survey, the categories as well. Trigger condition, what are the trigger condition? You can see state is closed. Let me show you the trigger condition and the survey instance. These are the few assigned to these users, and you can track out from here. Let me show you the condition. These are the trigger conditions. Trigger randomly. Okay, it's trigger randomly. There is no condition I have defined, I think. Yeah, no, it's loading actually. Yeah, state is close complete and state is close complete. When the code, when the case is close complete or the incomplete state, this survey will trigger randomly to the all of the users, and they need to answer. Related field are these. Okay, so these are the few conditions. You can see the matrix, enable public access. You can see the responses as well. You can see the scorecard as well, like the response like this, and survey. If you click here, it will redirect to the response. See, these are the response you are receiving from them, ready to take. So these are the few things you can configure the HR service like this. Okay, and the under the administration we have a few things we discussed. I will show you. Survey we discussed already. Departments we can discuss. One organization has a different department, like HR, IT, product management, sales, development, finance, customer support. We can configure the manage departments from here if you want to. Like let me show you for the HR one. In the HR department we have these users are available. We have 23 HR users are available which are associated to this department. We can add or remove. The head of department is the Raman Amaral. Okay, and similar, like we can see the locations as well, how many locations we are working. These are the few locations are available here. We can also work on the positions as well. Which positions we can, like we have few offer like recruitment manager, which chief technology officer, manager, director infrastructure, finance strategy, whatever the positions we are using in our organizations, we can configure from here. So these are the basic. Now we are coming to the last point, that is related to the knowledge management. Okay, in the knowledge management we can see the all article which belong to the HR human resource service portal, similar like a KV travel and expense policy. If I'll click here, it will redirect. The knowledge base is a human resource general knowledge, category is policy, published date this, validate this, and this is under the published state. This has a few states public, draft, approval. Okay, so this is the published state, and you can configure the approvals and the related article and feedback and affected product, each and everything from here. Okay, now the last point I would like to discuss the HR templates and the service configuration. Now these are the HR templates which are currently available. Like I am opening the 401k retirement options which we have. Okay, it will automatically taking the some values from this template, like COE. This short description is automatically populated. Priority skill assignment group is this, it's automatically assigned to this group. So there are few things that will automatically taking from this template. Okay, so this is the HR case template. Now we'll show you HR service configuration, how we are doing the configuration. We have a this service HR retirement plan. Okay, I want to create a 2 or 3 subtasks against this service. So what we will do, I don't need to do anything. I just go to the HR service. Okay, and checklist. If you remember, we applied the checklist as well. We can create the checklist as well from here. We can item the like the instruction, whatever the checklist we want to do, we can create from here. And after that we have a option. Let me show you. HR service additional information, the table is inheriting this, subject is this. Okay, so we can configure the HR service from here. Let me show you one another thing which I want to show you, the configuration. Yes, a fulfillment instruction. Yeah, it is here. Fulfillment instruction. Each service has a fulfillment instruction. Okay, for the agent. Suppose that this service we want to configure the fulfillment instruction. We can apply the instruction from here, which will be applicable. See, these are the instruction. While you are creating any service like this service, when you created, these instruction will be visible to the agent. Let me show you how it is visible. Okay, I am searching with this service. Okay, I am opening any case and these instructions, fulfillment instruction will come here. Okay, see, these are the fulfillment instruction which are coming, like these are the fulfillment instruction for the HR agent whom this case is assigned, and these are configured from here, the HR fulfillment instructions which we discussed. If we want to modify, like we can do is like I am putting my name as a um, Saket, sorry, Saket Mishra. If I put it Saket Mishra and I save it, it will reflect it from here as well. Why it is not saved? Why something went wrong? I think it is not taking for the existing one. I think it will take for the new case. That's why it is not. Let's try for the new one. Let me take a able tutor. The example. Okay, I am taking the service name as this. It is taking creating the case. The case is in draft state and there is assigned to HR tier 1 group. See, now you can see the Saket Mishra we have added. Now it is coming in the instruction. Okay, so what we are changing here, these are the configuration of the HR fulfillment instruction. How can we configure the HR instructions? Okay, you can practice from there as well. There are few assignments, match HR matching rules and assignment rules as well. I hope you already aware. So we discussed the basic all things which is related to the HR administration. If you want to know anything else related to the HR administration, or if you have any question, how can we configure the HR fulfillment instruction, how can we create the HR task, how can we create the HR service, how the HR COE structure work, you can comment in the video, and you will find out this PPT presentation PDF in my assignment the WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you so much guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you still not subscribe my channel, please subscribe my channel and share with your colleagues. I hope that will be helpful.